In the 14th century, Geoffrey Chaucer wrote the Canterbury Tales. During this drunken fantasy, you will witness one of his most famous works called The Miller's Tale. Enjoy. The first scene is when the miller tells the knight that he could tell a better tale than anyone could. So, being played is Maddie Schlesinger as the miller, Victoria Hatsopoulos as the knight, and Katie Segal as the reeve.
And they lived happily ever after. That's the end of my tale. Does anyone else have another tale?
First, I will proclaim that I am drunk, and I cannot be held accountable for anything that I said.
Stop your gabble and stop your drunkenness.
Stop! My tale hasn't even started yet.
Allison was a very beautiful woman who all the men would stare at and hit on. She was married to John, who was a carpenter. He is a very jealous husband who doesn't let any guy flirt with Allison. This is tough because in the story, John's roommate Nicholas loves Allison, and so does Avallone. Avallone always goes to serenade Allison, but she never says yes to him. For the rest of the video, Maddie will be playing Avallone, Brandon will be playing Allison, Matt will be playing Nicholas, and Katie will be playing John.
Allison, I love you!
Go away. John is very jealous. You can't be seen with me.
I will find a way to love her.
Allison, I love you.
You can't love me. John's a very jealous man.
But I'll die unless you love me.
But you have to make a plan so John won't find out.
Okay.
Nicholas comes up with a plan that he will stay in his room until John gets worried. When John comes to his room, he is going to say that there is a flood coming and they are going to have to stay into tubs that will act as flotation devices when the flood comes so that they won't die. Nicholas says that Allison and John can't be next to each other's tubs for safety purposes. Right as they hear John's first snore, Nicholas and Allison escape together and leave their tubs.
Oh my god, John. Nicholas has been in his room since Nam.
Nicholas, are you in there?
Nicholas, what's wrong?
I've had a message from God. From all my knowledge of astronomy, there's going to be a huge flood that's going to wreck the whole entire town. The flood's going to be twice as bad as Noah's Ark.
But what about Allison? Is she going to be okay?
We're going to have to stay in 3 separate tubs, and you can't be near her for safety purposes.
Avallone comes to Allison for a kiss. Allison decides to have him kiss her butt instead of her lips as a joke. After Avallone kisses her butt, he realizes what she did and wants to get her back. He comes back with a hot iron, except this time, Allison and Nicholas decide that Nicholas will have Avallone kiss his butt instead of Allison's. When he places his butt outside the door for Avallone to kiss, he screams for water because his butt is burnt. At this point, John thinks what the screaming is because of the water for the flood, and he thinks that Nicholas is screaming water because he sees water outside from the flood. Out of panic, John takes an axe, cuts open his tub, and falls off the roof. He breaks his arm. The townspeople all hear all this chaos, so they go outside to find John freaking out about a flood that isn't there. They all call him crazy and start laughing at him.
Allison, I came for my kiss.
I have an idea.
What is it?
You stick your arse out and she'll kiss it.
That's a great idea.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ew! I'll get them back. I have a plan.
2 hours later.
Allison, I've come for another kiss.
I have a plan.
What is it?
You stick your arse out the window.
That's a good plan. Ow! Water! She burned my arse with an heated iron.
It's coming. The flood's coming.
Allison.
LOL.